Classes was boring as always. And it's break time. Jungkook came from the washroom fixing his uniform. And then sat at the back seat of his classroom. He opened the lollipop wrapper and put it in his mouth. Soon the lunch break was over. Students started coming back to class, while making noise and being loud, which Jungkook hated the most. Soon a tall handsome professor in a formal suit entered the class. And all the students become silent, because they all are aware of the strict side of this handsome professor. Good afternoon, class. The strict professor Kim Tae-hyung said in a deep voice. Good afternoon, professor. All the students stood up and said, you all can sit now. And open your books. Saying this, Tae's eyes fell on Jungkook, who was eating a lollipop seductively. Tae looks at Jungkook intensely and folding his arms around his chest, he said in a deep voice. Mr. Jahan, let me remind you. Eating in classroom is not allowed. Hearing Tae's words, Jungkook looks at Tae in innocent big eyes. And stood up to throw the lollipop. But Tae stops him and says, wait, you don't have to throw it now. Since you have spent money on it, I don't want you to waste it. So I'll let it slide this time. But this is the last time, remember that. Now back to the lessons. Hearing Tae's words, Jungkook nodded and sat down in his seat. Then opening his book, he starts to think. What should I do? Why is this man so handsome and attractive? I can't take my eyes off him. Every time I look at him, I get dirty thoughts about him. I daydream about him fucking me on his desk. Even after knowing his strict nature, I can't stop myself thinking about him like that. And that's not my fault though. He is young, hot and handsome. Seeing him every day in front of me, my teenage hormone didn't help me stop having dirty thoughts about him. Staring at Tae, Jungkook started to fantasize. How Tae could show him stars in broad daylight. How will Tae look fucking him in the class? And how he would suck his. Mr. Jahan, pay attention to the class. Tae's deep voice brought Jungkook back to his reality. And stops his dirty thoughts for a while. But then he thought to seduce Tae. So looking at Tae, he starts to suck his lollipop seductively. But even after seeing his actions, Tae doesn't say anything. So looking at Tae, Jungkook bit his lip and slides his hands seductively around his neck to draw a line. And this time Tae came near Jungkook's seat and said in a deep voice. Mr. Jahan, you are not paying attention in my class. I can see you want hard punishment. Come to my cabin after class. But professor, nervously biting his lips, Jungkook said, no buts. Meet me after class. You understand? Intensely looking at Jungkook, Tae said in deep husky voice. Soon the bell rang and the class was dismissed. Tae gave a look to Jungkook and indicated him to follow him. And then left the class. Jungkook also started to follow him like a lost puppy. Soon Jungkook came in front of Tae's cabin. And knocking on the door, Jungkook said in a low tone. May I come in, Professor Kim? Come in, Tae said in deep voice. Jungkook slowly opened the door. And saw Tae sitting on his chair, looking at him in deep intense gaze. Seeing Tae's dangerous deep gaze, Jungkook feels nervous. And looking down, he said to Tae. Professor Kim, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Oh no, Mr. Jahan. You have been doing this for a while now. It seems like you really need a hard punishment now. Tae said, coming towards Jungkook. And gazing at Jungkook from head to toe. But Professor Kim, no buts. Mr. Jahan, I've had enough hard time. Seeing you staring at me with those needy seductive looks of yours. Intensely looking at Jungkook, Tae said in a deep husky voice. What? Jungkook stuttered. Stop. Tae pushed Jungkook against the door and stopped Jungkook with his index finger over Jungkook's lips. Tae's one hand held Jungkook by his waist, and he looked at Jungkook with lust in his eyes. Today the way you were sucking the lollipop while looking at me. You were dreaming of sucking mine, aren't you? Tae said, sniffing Jungkook's body scent on Jungkook's neck and shoulder area. Tae creased Jungkook's lower lips with his thumb, and then he started to give wet kisses on Jungkook's collarbone. You want me, don't you? Tae whispered in Jungkook's ear. Jungkook feels goosebumps. Say it. You want me? Tae whispered again. Yes, Jungkook said in a shaky whisper. Because of Tae's closeness. Yes, what? Tae asks, grabbing Jungkook's neck slightly. Yes, daddy, Jungkook said, breathing heavily. Good boy. Saying this with a smirk, Tae smashed his lips with Jungkook's lips. Jungkook also starts to kiss him back, while Tae's one hand exploring Jungkook's back, and another hand grabbing Jungkook's neck, so that they are close enough. Tae slightly bit Jungkook's lower lips, indicating him to let his tongue enter inside his mouth, which Jungkook gladly did. Both of their tongue fight for dominance, but clearly Tae won, sliding his tongue in Jungkook's mouth and explored it all. Jungkook was in 7th cloud by now, but it was just a starting. Jungkook absolutely lost it when Tae started to rub his knee between Jungkook's legs. It was enough to make Jungkook weak in the knees. Jungkook moaned lightly, trying hard not to make any loud noise. Baby boy, don't hold them. Let me hear those pretty ones of yours. Tae said, now sucking the skin Jungkook's neck and collarbone, pinning both Jungkook's hands each on sides of Jungkook's head. I'm daddy. Jungkook moaned while breathing heavily. Tae guided Jungkook towards his desk, not breaking the kisses on Jungkook's neck. Tae made Jungkook sit on the table and grabbed Jungkook's face by both of his hands. He roughly kissed Jungkook. Then he breaks the kiss and back off. But before Jungkook could say something, he dragged the chair in front in Jungkook, and sat on the chair looking at Jungkook with lustful eyes. Get down, Tae ordered Jungkook in his deep husky voice. Jungkook immediately obeyed him. Getting down from the table, Jungkook stood in front of Tae. Now get on your knees, Tae again ordered Jungkook in a deep demanding tone. Jungkook got on his knees, not breaking the eye contact. Now do your work properly, Tae said, pointing at his bottom part. And Jungkook smirked at him, as he dreamed of this so many times. Coming closer to Tae, Jungkook unbuckled his belt and pulled his pants down. Looking at Tae with seducing yet big eyes, Jungkook grabbed his thing by both of his hands, and then started doing his work. Unholy puffballs, you know what I mean, right? Aish, don't you dare to tease me, baby boy, Tae said in deep voice, holding Jungkook's long hair. Jungkook's eyes went teary, but still he continued his work. He looked up at Tae, making an eye contact. Tae threw his head back, and he was growing in pleasure that Jungkook is giving him. Yes, just like that. You're doing so well, baby boy. Tae managed to utter these words between his bones. Jungkook felt him twitching and he knew Tae was close. So Jungkook fastened his speed. Baby boy, I'm close. Can I? Tae said, looking at Jungkook. Jungkook looked at him and nodded his head as a yes. Tae released himself, and while exhaling a relieving breath, he said, you can split it out. But even after hearing Tae's words, Jungkook swallowed it all. Tae smirked at Jungkook and bent towards him, wiping off Jungkook's lips by his thumb. Tae said in a deep husky voice, you are such a good boy, so I'll give you a reward. Saying this, Tae picks Jungkook up and makes Jungkook sit on his desk. Then smirkingly looking at Jungkook, he said, your reward is I'll do everything you were dreaming of in the class earlier. And all you have to do is enjoy. Saying this, he started to unbutton Jungkook's shirt while kissing Jungkook deeply. He removed Jungkook's shirt and took a moment to admire Jungkook. While Jungkook is blushing. "You're freaking beautiful and hot, baby boy," Tae said and attached his lips to Jungkook's right sensitive skin. "You know what I mean, right, unholy puff balls? So let's continue." Jungkook is a morning mess right now. His all fantasy are turning into reality. Just by thinking about it made Jungkook even more needy. "Aish, daddy, just take me already." Breathing heavily, Jungkook said desperately. "As you wish, baby boy." Saying this in his deep husky voice, Tae took off Jungkook's pants and started doing his work. Jungkook rolled his eyes in pleasure. "You've been waiting for this for so long, aren't you? Just look at how wet you are for me." Teasing Jungkook, Tae said this with a smirk. "You are, daddy, stop teasing me," Jungkook said in desperate tone. While suddenly Tae entered his two fingers inside Jungkook. He was finger fucking Jungkook in an insane speed. And Jungkook is lost in the pleasure. Rolling his eyes back, he was a morning mess right now. After all, Tae is thousands times better than Jungkook ever expected him to be in his dreams. His long fingers are enough to make Jungkook go crazy. "Aish, baby boy, what you did? Just by my fingers. Now I'm sure my thing will definitely ruin you," Tae said with a smirk. While Jungkook's face became red as strawberry. Seeing his face, Tae smirked and said, "Now it's time for the real reward. Be ready." After saying this, Tae entered inside Jungkook and gave him some time to adjust. Jungkook rolled his eyes in pleasure and pain. Tears are rolling down from Jungkook's eyes. As Tae was so big. Taking few deep breaths, Jungkook indicated Tae to move. And Tae started to do it in insane speed. Now Jungkook is feeling pain and pleasure at the same time. After their business was done, Tae connected his forehead with Jungkook's forehead and said in a loving sweet voice, "I love you, baby. You make me go crazy from the first day I saw you." Hearing Tae's words, Jungkook's eyes widen. And he shockingly asks Tae, "What, you love me from more than a years? Then why you didn't tell me about it?" "I didn't tell you because I thought you were too young to be in a relationship. But I didn't know you weren't as innocent as I thought you were." Looking at Jungkook's eyes, Tae said with a smirk, "Aish, don't say like that. I'm feeling shy." Blushingly hiding his face into Tae's chest, Jungkook said. While Tae chuckled and whisperingly said into Jungkook's ear, "Yes, I saw how shy you are. Yeah, stop it now." Lightly hitting Tae by his tiny fist, Jungkook said. Tae smiled and hugged Jungkook tightly. Jungkook also hugged him back. After a while breaking the hug, looking Tae's eyes, Jungkook said, "I also love you from the very first day I saw you, my strict professor. We both just wasted our precious time by not confessing our feelings. Yes, you're right, my not so innocent baby. So from now on, for your extra class or compensation, whatever you want to say, come to my house at sharp 6 p.m. "Okay, baby boy," Tae said with a smirk. "Yes, daddy." Blushingly looking at Tae, Jungkook said, then looking at each other, both of them chuckles as they both got their love. The end. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment and share, because it will inspire me to write more FF like this. Purple you all, my purple soul Taekookers.